Bonjour, bonjour. Voilà. Alors du coup aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour un live Genshin, on va faire les quêtes d'Archon. Mais avant, comme d'habitude, je fais mes quêtes quotidiennes. Hop. Voilà un truc qui en a déjà tout au fond.
Shine down! Go in! Now you shall perish! Let's light it up! Wind strider!
Hop. Coucou Océane. Comment tu vas Océane? Et attends, mais il y a un problème. T'es plus modo Océane. Ah, ça va bien, merci. Mais il y a un petit souci, t'es plus modo. D'accord. D'accord, ouais, non, je sais pas, mais t'es plus modo Océane, donc je regarderai ça après le live. T'es sûr que t'es avec le même compte que d'habitude? Ah, tu regardes sur ton ordi, ok, ouais, donc à mon avis, t'es pas sur le même compte. Ah, c'est ça que j'aurais. Ah oui, j'ai oublié qu'il y avait ça qui existait.
Follow the wind.
Ok. Si elle veut. Bah, sinon, tu te reconnectes avec le bon compte, hein, je sais pas. Ta tablette ne réagit pas. C'est-à-dire, elle réagit pas. Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec la tablette? Ah, Twitch ne répond pas. Oui, en effet, c'est. Attention, c'est pas grave. Hein. Et que t'es sûr que tu connais plus les codes de ton compte sur ta tablette? D'accord.
Time to go.
Et t'as essayé avec ton ancienne adresse mail que t'as perdue? Comment on nettoie? Il y a des tâches.
The wind knows me.
Ça marche pas. Non merci. Ah si, ça fonctionne, faut juste le faire plusieurs fois, ok.
Wind strider. Wind strider.
Voilà.
Thank you for Add Astra. Add Astra.
C'est vrai, on a ça aujourd'hui. Je le fais pas maintenant, je le ferai plus tard. Et on a des nouveaux abysses. Ok. Ah, c'est des feux d'artifice. Stylé en vrai. Hop. Avant de commencer la quête d'arc, on va juste aller prendre la dernière résine condensée. Ah oui, on a le reset boutique aujourd'hui normalement. Razor et Ember, ok. Ok. Ça je le prends. Razor et Ember, ok. Razor je crois pas que je l'ai. Hein. Non, je l'ai pas au hasard. Ok. Bon, bah, on va commencer la quête d'Archon. C'est parti.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
D'accord. Des mercenaires qui travaillent dans un orphelinat.
Exactly
Pourquoi
has
pas?
been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. So it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque? So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children. You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday. Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity? No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her. Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to.
Ah oui, c'est vrai,
and
il
what
y
they're
a un
planning.
complot avec les sages.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival? So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Rêve, utilité et tromperie. Que de drama. Que de drama dans le titre, hein, c'est
Let's
fou.
continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. No way, that's too risky. You mean it'd be too easy to get caught? No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students, and doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing? That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru. I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core of 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me. Have you already caught the sage's attention? I'm guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly. We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages. Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already! According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal. Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously. Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages. You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots. Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria? Setaria? Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou. I've always liked observing all kinds of people. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia. Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around. The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she showed later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes. From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunities, but she doesn't really support the Academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems. Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an up from my past observations. Setaria will take a day off from the Academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots and to have a quick chat.
D'accord. Bon bah c'est parti pour stalker les gens.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot. So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria? No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics. Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a fortune reading for him?
Of course, of course. In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you...
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Sur mes amours,
Love
qu'est-ce qu'on a?
prospects? No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will... Harut! Marut! Did you two spoil my divination? I've never...
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune...
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is...
Is that so? Well, that can't be.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
D'accord. Acheter des croquettes pour les chats, ça va changer notre avenir. Vas-y donc.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls? Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pot?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for...
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life and...
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your...
D'accord.
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. Nahida, You've really thought of everything. It's my duty to protect Samara's citizens.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry,
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru but I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or...
I see. Guess that makes sense.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia...
Bon, pour l'instant, bon, une des pièces un peu long.
Three familiar faces should be enough for... what's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still... Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems. So we must find a way... I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot. Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. Well, the Scarlet King is long gone. And Sataria is also too smart to fall for If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to... So, you mean you're going to possess... Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to... so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them. Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them. Huh? Best of luck? That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you... That is pretty convenient. But why does he... Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good... You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious. If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people... Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be... Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow.
Et attendre midi et 18, entre midi et 18h.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them.
Here she comes. Sataria's here. Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. Paimon started... Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot.
Ah d'accord, on va posséder la voyante. Ok.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right?
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just
Voilà.
little darlings, aren't they?
Je me suis pas
Happy
trompé.
and
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today?
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've better.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish
Oui,
my
Mona est
current
pas
project
très,
at work? I really just
pas très
want to get it
discrète.
over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods are asking. Sitaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their— And, if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
Ah, c'est l'académie qui fait croire qu'il va ressusciter.
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of—
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Ouh.
Whoa, she just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset too. Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core. Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotion. All I know are some abstract Harabatot theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to...
On va go la suivre.
Right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Huh? Wasn't he nursing a leg injury? If I recall correctly, his
He sprained his arm a while back while trying to show off his strength.
I thought actually, while we're talking about him, is he...
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet...
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this! You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming, but once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Ah là là. Ouais.
Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shishan!
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything, like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well!
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who work side by side with the Academia, and
please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems. She can no longer justify everything to herself. Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do? This is the most important part of all.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer
Là, ça devient un peu gros, hein. Il y a toute la ville qui commence à lui parler du roi écarlate, bon.
Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Elle est en train de devenir folle.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the... But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zero's, but I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clear. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city. And even the sages are still...
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored... let me see... let's use the most primitive method.
The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract...
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task...
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon... That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria. The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholar? No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed...
Il faut encore attendre entre 19h et 24h. Et minuit, quoi. Non, c'est demain, pas aujourd'hui.
Time to go.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, that's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind. Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's... Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a... If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to... After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness and... Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Off? What do you feel is off? It's the middle of the night. Of course it's... No, I think he's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though. Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early. I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But, well, regardless, as long as you're here with us...
Elle est partie à mon rendez-vous.
Huh. There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the Academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
C'est bizarre, il n'y a personne. C'est bizarre.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the Academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
Le docteur, l'exécuteur de facture.
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City! What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people. Leave now. You need to get out of here. What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here! Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru! Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
This should be far enough. Paimon, is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2.
Ouais, je m'attendais pas non plus à trouver un exécuteur des fatui aussi rapidement aussi.
He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told him that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have... Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the Academia. They're in cahoots. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis? Yeah. Things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just... you mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages ages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia forest? Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know some. There's no time to lose. Let's...
Vas-y donc. Donc Dottore, il contrôle les gens de Sumeru. Ok. Bah, c'est sympa, hein.
I follow the wind.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client. No.
The outcast? An outcast from the... But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat.
Ok, bah génial. Je vois que Dottore, il sait pas trop tourner. Hein. Mais il a pas l'air d'être au courant qu'il y a eu bon. Jamais il aurait envoyé juste des simples mercenaires, hein, s'il savait. Il est où? Il est là. Voilà.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like? Yeah. Looks like we'll have... But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an amp. Going up against smart people is tough. Traveler in Paimon. Kale! It's nice to see you.
To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My Elazar has been progressing. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to...
Oh, Kale! Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to talk to him.
Oh, Master Tainari? He just left the Avidia forest a little while ago.
He left? What? Isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to leave?
I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post. He left in a hurry this time though. No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also... To leave in such a hurry? I'd guess he had something urgent to... Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and Pardis Di is something like the Amorta's research base. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research at Pardis...
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari just... Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Pardis Di.
Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm used to living.
Got it. Will do. See you later,
Non, Tainari, il est là-bas. Il est pas là, il est là-bas. Je pars dans le mauvais sens, ça va pas faire. Voilà. Ok. On va découvrir des zones de cécité. Ils sont marqués du coup. Non, ils n'ont pas l'air marqués. Ok. Ah, il y a un téléporteur qu'on n'a pas pris ici. D'accord, j'avais même pas vu qu'il y avait un téléporteur là. Ok.
Wait! Look who it is! Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey! This was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining—
Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up, and I was facing the doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally pass as a path.
My mom feels like only the real Nahida could come up with—
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened.
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information into their minds. Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still within my power to fix. Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about to capture me.
What a relief. The doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards, but good—
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, the doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter—
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? He's still at the academia, so it's possible he already started messing with— It feels like he's toying with us. Plus, the doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to—
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find—
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party Stia?
Yes, I have. I can see the Traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced your destination by looking at the direction you were— You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? Did you—
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you come inside with... Okay, let's just hope we won't...
Traveler? It is you!
Ah! The voice! It's Hypatia!
Ah, what a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to see the two of you again.
Who's this? She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the... what's it called? Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've come here, hardly anyone has even talked to me.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest... Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach Pariporna life?
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
You did it? Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with others. When my consciousness made contact with the gods. Ah, what a supreme and unparalleled experience.
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insights. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct connection to the consciousness.
You can do that? I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try...
Hold on. I brought some spirit borneal with me. This is still a crucial part of the ceremony.
We're using that incense again?
Eh bah, disons qu'on est un peu allergique à ça. Hein.
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish a pathway to connect your conscious.
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans,
Scaramouche.
they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
D'accord.
actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no periporno life, but rather...
You! Why are you so mean to me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor?
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait, have I already lost my mind?
Wait, something isn't right.
Oh là là. Encore des combats. La façon cinématique, c'est stylé. Catherine! Ah bah... D'accord. Oula.
Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels different.
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed.
Bah oui, bah Catherine, elle a été tuée. Bon, bah arrête Catherine.
After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean your consciousness? Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current... Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. She said, "The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you, but even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies."
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague.
Ouais. Bon, bah génial. L'Archon Dendro est en prison. Bon.
Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without... Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown... Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from that alchem... Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Huh. Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert? But she isn't with us anymore.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who is occupying the Traveler's body, is...
Your guess is correct, but The situation's a bit complicated.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say, I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so I trust you.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have—
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, all I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Ah bah génial.
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's—
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardes Dii. If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile. Now that you mention it, I knew the academia has never thought particularly highly of lesser, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision. The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru.
Ouais, c'est vrai que deux Fatui, 2 exécuteurs de Fatui, ça fait beaucoup. Déjà 1, c'est galère à gérer, alors 2.
From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may still, but then, what is the connection between?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals. Right, we've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out.
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon.
Et ben il est temps d'aller dans le désert du coup. Bon, le désert, j'allais déjà visiter, j'ai déjà toute la map et tous les téléporteurs normalement si je n'ai rien oublié. À part les donjons, mais ça je les trouve pas. Donc voilà.
We finally made it to Caravan Rabat. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert. Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Hagen went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
What the... Where did he go? How did we lose him? They were just...
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal fate. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the...
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their order.
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think...
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. Which brings me back to you, and why you're... The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something.
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices a...
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the... But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the divine... No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own.
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't...
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else.
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Allez, allons au village d'Aru.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really something else. What a cool...
Un silo.
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and...
Alhaitham, do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Alhaitham? Did you call him General Ma?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare...
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe us. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer.
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Alhaitham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Wait, the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all... As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating... Have you been given a mission that... If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
I should have known you'd be difficult to...
You two? Ugh! What you would do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can...
Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Et qu'est-ce qu'elle fait là, elle aussi?
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna start fighting again!
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds. Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong! Is this
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Yeah, Candace.
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this...
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you academia folks such hard work? Move it!
All right, stop yelling.
Voilà. Salut Loulou Genshin. Comment tu vas? Bah ça va.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Elle est stylée Candace. Pour moi elle fait 5 étoiles, pas 4 étoiles.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister.
All right, now that we're all better acquainted, as a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before... And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second...
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear.
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile yourself?
D'accord, donc sinon il s'est exilé.
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous... I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence were careful. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as the power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us.
D'accord.
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the academia of today. I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will...
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Al-Haytham as a target?
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Al-Haytham?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the traveler.
Bah d'accord, bah là il t'a mauvais depuis le début. Il nous surveille. Bon.
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment,
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information, namely that divine knowledge indeed exists. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine... So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect any. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the academia. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true.
C'est vrai.
Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan Rebot as well.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing.
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia. Do you really think they would tell me?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler, and I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with it, but then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Creatures? In the sandstorm?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at...
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
Elle est très forte que dans l'histoire, hein, parce que bon, en vrai, elle est pas ouf, hein, Candace.
The winds died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go out...
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough.
Elle était pas censée sortir, mais on sort quand même. Ah bah, il n'y a plus de tempête. C'est magique. Et on retourne là-bas. Ok.
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the...
Ah! Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now...
It's been quite a while since I've seen the Flame Mane in action.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Scatter! Now you shall perish!
Des femmes lourdes.
There is no escape!
Ils viennent d'où? Je comprends rien. Des Mazuma ou...
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up? The creatures stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the time.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago.
Another effect of Irminsul's weather. So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and earthquakes here in the desert?
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These regions...
Everyone in Aru Village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since
Village keeper? Who are they? Village guard...
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars, exiled here by the Academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia Forest. The Academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So, they're forcibly exiled to the desert. Though if you ask me...
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, the village keepers have been... But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the next few...
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins?
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their sanity, now this! But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my... Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know.
Ok.
Hold the line!
C'est vrai que les quêtes d'Archon, elles sont... On est toujours à la première quête d'Archon alors qu'il y en a deux dans cette mise à jour. C'est très bon. Et voilà.
Wow, this is so lucky.
Ah. C'est chiant cette terre qui glisse là. Bon, on fait une petite pause dans l'histoire là parce que j'en ai un peu marre de lire. Et du coup, je sais pas quand ça va se finir parce que c'est vrai que c'est un peu long. Finalement, aujourd'hui, on va en faire qu'une de quai d'Archon, je pense. On va pas pouvoir faire les deux. Ok, vous savez que c'est pas ça. C'est n'importe quoi.
important to replenish your supplies often when you're out in the wild.
Il y a un genre d'ascenseur, ok.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins. The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. A mysterious... When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one night changed that. Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him,
Salut Anna.
the then chief of the village was
Comment tu vas?
preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground.
Ah, j'ai beaucoup avancé, ça fait depuis 14h30 à peu près que je suis dessus. Donc c'est long. Enfin c'est long. Elle est longue la quête. Et encore c'est que la première. Et il y en a deux. Ouais, les animations elles sont bien. Après comme d'habitude hein, sur Genshin. Il y a Kusanali en plus, ouais. Ouais, bah pour l'instant, Kusanali, elle est enfermée, à l'académie pour transformer Scaramouche en dieu, en archon. Ça n'a ni queue ni tête, mais ça n'a aucun sens pour l'instant, mais bon. Pourquoi est-ce qu'il veut devenir un dieu, je sais pas. On verra bien.
The people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? What do you make of it, traveler?
Ouais, c'est intriguant. Bah, on verra bien. Et Catherine, elle s'est fait tuer. Enfin, est-ce qu'elle est vraiment morte? On sait pas, mais en tout cas, voilà. Rip Catherine. Ouais. Mais bon, c'est pas pour autant qu'elle ait disparu de la guilde des aventuriers. Elle est toujours là.
With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do. So, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely
Bah, en
using
fait,
the Akasha
j'ai
to
une
give
petite
her
théorie
power
sur les
to command
Catherine.
scholars.
Il y a une Catherine originelle, je sais pas quoi, où c'est un peu la chef, et puis il y a plein de clones de Catherine qui sont partout dans Taivat. Voilà ma théorie, que les Catherine ce sont des clones. Et du coup, comme elle est morte, bah, ils ont mis un nouveau clone.
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru?
Ah oui, c'est vrai, au début de Sumeru, ils nous ont dit que les Catherine c'était des robots. Enfin, pas des robots, mais des... Un peu comme... un peu comme Raiden. C'est des marionnettes, je sais pas comment on dit.
The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt their views. In addition, I've never heard any stories
Et donc
about
les
Lesser
Catherine,
Lord Kusanali and her
elles ne
deeds.
sont pas humaines, c'est vrai, j'avais oublié
To
ça.
me, she might as well have been a god that never existed.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily...
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. How can this be? To think. Our Archon has been amongst...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation. But easier said than done, especially since we don't have any leads.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Ouais. La voix de Sino, ouais, elle est... Bah, c'est un peu une voix reposante, mais qui fait un peu peur en même temps, vu son rôle dans l'histoire, oui.
Huh? Who are you?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa.
C'est ça.
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are.
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my family. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I wanna find my grandpa.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa. Hazen wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid.
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
All right. But first...
Ah là là. On fait beaucoup d'allers-retours dans cette quête, hein.
Sino is super vigilant. Is it?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
Oui, beaucoup de blabla, pas toujours intéressant, c'est vrai. Mais en vrai, à Sumeru, je trouve le blabla un peu plus intéressant qu'à Inazuma. Parce qu'à Inazuma, ils nous racontaient leur vie, les gens, alors que là, on nous raconte un peu le lore de Sumeru. Oui, c'est ça, on passe de chercheur fou à aider un enfant. Voilà. Mais les blabla qui servent à rien, ils nous apprennent quand même quelque chose sur Sumeru, alors qu'à Inazuma, les gens, ils nous racontaient leur vie, hein.
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh?
Ouais, Inazuma c'était vraiment long et chiant. Alors que là, Sumeru c'est long, mais pas toujours chiant. Ça dépend des moments.
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather.
Ouais. Bah, après, je pense que ils ont eu les retours des joueurs pour l'histoire d'Inazuma et ils se sont améliorés comme ça, je pense. Ils font beaucoup de sondages aussi, hein, au Yoverse.
Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar
Ouais,
bore
par
a
les
striking
sondages, ouais. Enfin,
resemblance to his
et puis aussi,
grandfather,
ils ont juste à ouvrir
and thus
YouTube,
often
par
spied
exemple, et
on the
puis ils voient
man.
plein de gens donner leur avis, hein, même Twitter, hein. Même sur Oyolab. Les gens ils donnent leur avis, donc... Ouais, c'est vrai. Et puis souvent, les sondages, quand il y a beaucoup de monde qui disent que ça, c'est pas bien, souvent ils le changent. Ouais, c'est vrai. Et en plus, on a des Mora. Bah oui. Bon, après, le Mora, c'est pas le plus utile, mais bon, c'est toujours ça. Enfin, pas le plus utile, si, c'est utile, les Mora. Mais je suis jamais tombé à court de Mora pour l'instant. Donc, en vrai, ça va. Mais il y a beaucoup de monde qui tombe à court de Mora très souvent.
However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, one summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. So grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. However, even so, grandpa retained his calm expression.
C'est vrai, quand on joue Free to Play, oui, on a moins de persos à monter. Et puis franchement, le farm de perso, moi j'ai beaucoup de persos qui sont encore au niveau 1. J'ai beaucoup de persos qui sont encore niveau 1, donc moi je farm vraiment que pour les persos que je joue. Et les autres, je les laisse en plan. Voilà.
It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his own world. Almost as if Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace, and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa."
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
Il y en a, c'est pas les persos les plus utiles. Oui, c'est vrai, c'est vrai.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship and
Ouais,
regret.
Thomas et Xinian, ils servent à rien, c'est vrai.
But even
Encore
so,
Thomas,
we must
avec
still
la réaction
continue on with
d'Endro,
our lives.
les gens commencent à plus l'utiliser, mais bon, c'est pas toujours pas ça. Voilà.
It's also my reason for fighting.
Il y a beaucoup de persos. Bah, genre Lisa par exemple. Voilà, Lisa. Pire perso de Genshin, je pense. Pire gameplay.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh? What did...
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word and doesn't get in
C'est
our
vrai.
way, we can take him along.
Après, comme il y a Emiko un peu. Il y a Emiko, ça a été pareil. Sauf que elle est un peu plus utile que Thomas, il y a Emiko. Mais... Ouais, c'est vrai, Lisa... pire gameplay, je trouve. Et sinon, oui, pour revenir sur Thomas, il y a Emiko, c'était pareil. Elle a été hyper hype et tout le monde la voulait, et quand elle est arrivée, les gens ont été très déçus, alors que moi je trouve en vrai, ça va, Yamiko. Mais je m'attendais à un truc un peu mieux quand même pour Yamiko.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for.
Hey, Isak! Oh, it's you guys! We've cleared everything up! Let's go find your... Really? Yeah!
Alright. Let's ask the...
Allez, allons chercher son grand-père. Ah, ah d'accord, l'acte 3 il se termine comme ça. Ouais, c'est vrai, au début c'est dur à utiliser, mais après quand t'as compris comment l'utiliser, c'est plus facile. D'accord. Bah l'acte 3 il se termine comme ça, ok. Il est quelle heure là? 16h36. Ok. Bah... Je vais peut-être pas commencer l'acte 4 maintenant. Parce que bon, j'aimerais bien le faire d'une traite en fait. J'aime pas faire des pauses, de trop longues pauses entre chaque acte. Donc voilà, bon bah en attendant, enfin pour finir le live du coup, on va faire la suite de l'événement du coup. Ouais c'est vrai, l'acte 3 on apprend beaucoup de choses sur Sumeru. C'est vrai que l'acte 3 est beaucoup mieux que l'acte 2, parce que l'acte 2, bon, c'est un peu répétitif. Enfin, après, c'est un peu le but. On était dans un rêve, on était dans une boucle, mais du coup, oui. L'acte 3 était bien. À voir si l'acte 4 sera bien. Normalement, à l'acte 4, on est censé que combattre au Scaramouche, avoir le combat final, parce que l'acte 4, souvent, c'est le dernier acte de la quête d'Arcon d'une région. On verra bien. Ouais, c'est vrai. Bonjour. Annette. Bah, moi j'avais entendu dire que... Bah, moi j'avais entendu dire que Scaramouche, son boss, il serait à la 3.2, son boss hebdomadaire, mais qu'on le battrait à la fin de la quête d'Archon. Mais qu'on pourrait pas le rebattre avant la 3.2. Après peut-être que... Peut-être que c'est pas... que c'est faux, hein, ce que j'ai entendu. Bon, on verra bien. On verra bien. Qu'est-ce qu'il faut que je fasse là en fait? Encore une boutique. Mais qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire aussi? Je passais le cadeau près de la scène de la foire. J'espère que... Près de la scène. Ok. Une chasse au trésor maintenant, bah génial. Près de la scène. Ah ça va, ils nous disent où est-ce que c'est quand on est proche. Ça va. Sinon je vais me balader un peu et puis je les trouverai bien. Quoique non, je suis quand même suivre les indices. J'ai laissé mes vœux les plus sincères à côté de la fée de la source. En vrai, une chasse au trésor c'est un peu plus intéressant que taper des sangliers. La maison tout au sud de Dauclair. C'est laquelle celle-là? Tout au sud. Donc le sud c'est cette maison-là. Ok, bah c'est parti. Allons-y. C'est vrai qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup de maisons à Dauclair. Ah. Hop. Ville de 30 habitants. Non, même pas. Même pas 30. Beaucoup moins. Ouais, je dirais à peine 10. C'est même pas un village, c'est... Voilà. C'est un quartier. Ça fait que 2 familles. Bah, pas obligatoirement. Hein. Quartier célibataire. Bah, après, pas obligé, hein. Ça peut être genre... il peut avoir une famille, genre juste les parents et les enfants, et genre, imaginons... Ou alors des grands-parents, et que les enfants et les petits-enfants, ils vivent à Mondstadt, ou autre part, hein. Ils sont pas obligés de... que toute la famille vive ici, hein. J'ai placé mon cadeau derrière un magasin de la cité de Mondstadt. Les chats ils sont plutôt mignons et les cocktails séparés par c'est pas mal, est plutôt bon. Un magasin de la cité de Mondstadt, les chats ils sont plutôt mignons. Ok. Ce serait pas Giona Ouais, c'est près du bar à Giona, ouais. Mais le bar à Giona, je sais plus où il est. Ah, bah il y en a un là-bas. Ça doit être ici, non? Ouais, c'est là, ok. Je remercie Seigneur Barbatos pour sa abondante récolte. J'ai passé mon cadeau sous ses pieds. Ouais, bah ça, je sais où c'est. C'est la statue de Mondstadt, la fameuse. Où on a un succès en faisant une photo au-dessus. Sur ses mains. Mon cadeau est près de l'arrière-porte du cadeau de l'ange. Ok. On se téléporte là-bas. Photo souvenir, oui c'est ça. Alors, et je trouve ça sympa, il devrait faire. Dommage qu'il fasse ça avec d'autres statues, par exemple la statue de l'Archon Électro, ça aurait été bien, enfin stylé. Peut-être pas avec... ouais, après, il aurait fallu une statue dans chaque région, mais bon. À Liu, il n'y a pas vraiment de statue hein, pour l'Archangéo. Il y a un endroit où la vue est super belle, je vous donne un indice, il se trouve sur un endroit qui est très très haut. D'accord. Tu t'assois sur sa tête ou ses genoux. Un endroit très très haut à mon stade, ce serait pas ici. Ou encore là-bas en haut, sur la chapelle. Est-ce que c'est ici ou plutôt sur la chapelle? Parce que l'endroit le plus haut c'est la chapelle. Hein. Est-ce qu'on peut vraiment grimper en haut de la chapelle? Ouais, la chapelle, la cathédrale. Est-ce que c'est pas ici? Non, c'est pas ici. Ah, il y a un coffre luxueux, ok. Bah, je savais pas, bah, je vais aller le chercher, écoute. J'en apprends tous les jours, dis donc. Après, c'est vrai que mon stat, j'y suis passé vite fait. Hein. Parce qu'à l'époque où j'ai commencé, il y avait Liu. Et moi, j'explorais pas beaucoup, je faisais surtout les quêtes d'Archon. Alors, on peut grimper sur la chapelle. Là. Eh ben, grimpons, écoute. Et bah, après, c'est la ville de base. Je vais peut-être prendre casse-doigt, ça va être un peu plus pratique. Alors, c'est pas que Colley me sert à rien mon stat, mais casse-doigt le sera un peu plus. On est pas là. Ah oui, c'est là-bas. Ok. Pour l'instant, je cherche le coffre luxueux qui doit être là, ouais. Et ben, merci pour l'astuce, hein. Ok, on va faire là ça. Ouais, c'est cette quête. Miam le coffre. Oui, c'est toujours cette de prix. Hein. Toujours utile les coffres. Oh, encore lui. Qu'est-ce que tu veux? Les cadeaux des paniers d'abondance, décoration spéciale. Ah ok, c'est pour le déco. Pour un boutique, vous devez récupérer un certain nombre de composants de boutique et les installer dans votre boutique pour obtenir la récompense correspondante. Sérénie taillère. Ok, on peut aussi la mettre dans la taillère. Décorer la boutique. C'est sympa ça en vrai de pouvoir décorer la boutique et tout. Voilà. Copier tous les composants de boutique. Oui bah pour l'instant je peux pas encore faire ça. C'est dans un jour, ok. Beaucoup de choses, ouais c'est vrai. Ah, je peux la raffiner une fois ma lance. Alors la lance, elle est où? Celle-là? Ouais, j'ai peut-être la lock. La L3. Ah bah elle était déjà lock de base, ok. Raffiner. Non. Raffiner, voilà. Et bah voilà. Hein. Donc alors. Ouais, raffiner les armes c'est satisfaisant, je suis d'accord. Est-ce que j'ai toute ma résine? Non, pas encore. Et de toute façon, aujourd'hui, il n'y a rien à faire, je crois. Je dois surtout farmer les artefacts. Parce que voyageur d'Endro. Ça. C'est lundi, jeudi et le dimanche. Donc c'est pas samedi, donc ouais, c'est que les... Ouais, bah, je vais faire les artefacts. Je vais d'abord les devoirs dans la théière. Il y a peut-être encore une résine... Une résine fragile temporaire là. Je sais plus comment elle s'appelle.
This realm.
Ouais, résine éphémère.
If you ever...
Comme ça je vais pouvoir l'utiliser, ça va être plus simple. Ouais, je voulais regarder. Où est-ce qu'elle est la boutique? C'est ça le truc. C'est quoi ça? C'est une scène? Ah oui, c'est le truc pour les Amarama là. Ok. C'est pas ça. Ouais. J'avais un peu oublié que j'avais ça. Où est-ce qu'il est le bâtiment en fait? Le bâtiment. Des fleurs, je sais pas où il est. C'est ça? Je sais pas, non c'est pas ça. Je sais pas. C'est pas grave. Non, je le vois pas non plus. Peut-être qu'on l'aura à la fin de l'événement, quand on aura tout fini, je sais pas. Bon. C'est pas grave. On va aller farmer les artefacts pour l'instant. C'est là-bas. On verra bien. Matchmaking, c'est parti. Ah, une Candace.
I will always seek to protect the things that are most important, no matter what it takes, even when it looks futile.
D'accord, il y a Venti est venu, il est reparti. Il y a quelqu'un qui joue Humber. C'est rare, mais voilà. Candace, ouais. Candace, pas grand monde la joue. Je suis d'accord. Ah non, tu parles d'Amber.
I feel like running.
Bon, on n'a pas de soins, donc on verra bien si on va survivre sans soins. Ah, de Candace puis de Humber, oui. Humber, ouais, c'est rare. Et Candace, pas vraiment de la joue parce qu'en vrai, son gameplay est un peu. Il est pas très ouf. Oh là, je vais mourir, bah je suis mort. Voilà. On n'avait pas de soigneur ni de shield, donc bah je suis mort. Raiden elle est forte mais elle a pas beaucoup de vie. Hein. Pas beaucoup de PV. Voilà. C'est pas un tank que Raiden on va dire. Comparé à Sino ou encore Ito. J'arrive. Je vais peut-être, on va peut-être partir du donjon, je vais peut-être prendre Bennett ou un soigneur. Non. Un collègue healer ou shield. Ouais, mais je vais peut-être enlever Maridon du coup, vu qu'on est déjà Sinnoh en électro. Voilà. Hop. Hop, et je prends Bennett. Ah oui, mais en même temps, son Sinnoh il est niveau 60, ça compte à niveau 50, et j'avais pas vu ça. Bon, après, bon. Tant qu'il meurt pas et que ça fonctionne bien, tant mieux pour lui. Ah ouais, c'est vrai qu'il a fait pas mal de dégâts. Mais en tant que tank, il est très fort, Sinnoh. Mais Sinnoh tout seul, il sert à rien un peu. Parce que Sinnoh il fait que des dégâts. Il est là que pour faire des dégâts, donc ah ouais, il est très tanky. Il y a besoin de beaucoup de buffs aussi, de ce que j'ai compris. Si tu veux vraiment améliorer ses dégâts électro, tout ça. Parce qu'il fait beaucoup de dégâts physiques. Sinnoh est très tanky, oui. En effet. Il est one-shot presque tous, alors qu'il est que niveau 60. Ouais, la E là, elle fait mal aussi. C'est vrai. Ah, j'ai trop d'artefacts, merde. Vite. Vite, vite, faut en détruire. Allez, allez, on descend. On détruit comme ça au pif. Détruire. Ah mais ils sont tous partis, mais non. Ah merde, j'ai utilisé la mauvaise résine. Non, y a rien qui va. Ah ok, le mine s'en va. Ok. Merde, j'ai utilisé la mauvaise résine, ça me fait chier ça un peu. Bon. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Ah, d'accord. Bon. Est-ce qu'il veut bien lancer ou... Encore un. Hop, je vais prendre Bennett. C'est parti. Un peu solide.
Judgment is upon to oblivion. Stay content.
There is no escape. Get hurt in the morning. Teamwork is trademark. You. We shall prevail. Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered.
Surrender. Your things
Going in. Shine down. Torn to oblivion. Greatness lesson. Do your worst.
nowhere to run.
There is no escape. Let's light it up. Teamwork is true. Inazuma shines eternal. Illusion shattered.
Surrender.
Ah, mais j'ai toujours peu de place avec mes artefacts. Ils font chier ces artefacts un peu. Faut vraiment que je farm pour le set. Je vais enlever ça pour l'instant, ça rigole. Voilà. Voilà. Hop, le synthétiseur le plus proche, il est à l'IU. Enfin, le plus proche du téléporteur. Il n'y a pas plus proche, hein, vraiment, c'est... Du coup, je peux en avoir que deux, du coup. Ouais, j'en ai trois. Il m'en manque que deux, ouais. Je vais d'ici la résine que j'ai... Là. Oui. Du coup, je suis à 96. Je peux encore en faire deux. Du coup, là, je suis à 5. C'est là. Ah oui, je suis déjà à 5. Ok, nickel. Ok, ok. Donc, ouais, je voulais faire ça. Farm pour le truc sorcière de flamme. Sorcière des flammes, voilà, pour mon Bennett. J'ai enlevé dès que j'ai les trucs que j'ai pas besoin. Alors ça, j'en ai pas besoin. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a? C'est pas mal. Ouais, c'est pas mal. Je vais peut-être up aussi des artefacts à elle. Ah, ils sont tous up au max. Ma Raiden, ces artefacts sont tous up au max ou pas? Ouais, elle aussi. Ah, c'est vrai, mon Kazuha, il n'y a pas... Ombre de la verte chasseuse, c'est vrai. Je l'avais un peu oublié, mon Kazuha, en fait. Ombre de la verte chasseuse, qu'est-ce qu'on a? Je l'avais un peu laissé de côté, en fait, mon Kazuha. J'avais oublié qu'il fallait encore que je farme pour lui. Bon. Qui je peux encore en améliorer? Bah, vas-y, c'est le Bennett. Hein. Moi, celle-là, elle est pas mal. Ouais, Kazuya, j'ai un peu oublié de farm ses artefacts. C'est vrai, maintenant je me rappelle, je me suis dit, bon, je le ferai plus tard. Pour l'instant, je voulais vraiment focus ses aptitudes. Mais du coup, maintenant, je vais peut-être faire ses artefacts, en fait. Hop. Parce que c'est bien beau de farm les artefacts pour Naïda, mais au bout d'un moment, j'en aurai trop, je pense. Alors, le voyageur d'Endro, il est là. Il y avait un artefact, 4 étoiles, lui. Souvenir forêt, voilà. Hop. Comme ça, il n'y a que des 5 étoiles. Et c'est vrai que pour Naïda, là, je pense vraiment en avoir pas mal. Il n'y a que ça où j'ai pas de... Ouais, mais c'est pas de la recherche d'énergie, en fait. Ça me fait chier un peu. Je vais peut-être plutôt prendre ça. C'est la recherche d'énergie et de l'attaque. Ah là, la recherche d'énergie et de la maîtrise élémentaire. Encore mieux. Ouais, je vais mettre ça. Tant pis que tout n'est pas 5 étoiles, mais... Il a besoin de recharger d'énergie, mon voyageur d'Endro. Et bon, Kazuha, on va arrêter de le regarder. Il pique un peu les yeux. J'allais me soigner. Et je vais peut-être up les artefacts du voyageur d'Endro du coup. Hop. Artefact alors. Je vais faire ça comme ça, j'y vois un peu mieux. Recharge d'énergie, maîtrise élémentaire. Recharge d'énergie, maîtrise élémentaire. Non, non, on n'a rien vu. Ouais. Je vais up ça. Pour l'instant, il n'y a que les PV qui prennent. PV défense. Ouais, c'est ça que je fais. C'est pour ça que je fais ça, pour vider le stock d'artefacts, parce que je suis toujours plein. Toujours. PV... Ça augmente que les PV. Hein. Alors là, ça va augmenter quoi? Maîtrise élémentaire. Ok. J'aime bien que ça augmente la recharge d'énergie. C'est le plus important en vrai. Ok. Recharge d'énergie, ok. On passe de 4% à 11%. C'est pas mal. C'est pas mal. Maîtrise élémentaire, ok. Et les PV, ok. Bon, mon voyageur d'Enro va avoir beaucoup de PV, ce qui lui sert à rien, mais bon. Là, j'ai pas autre chose de mieux. Recharge d'énergie. Défense, attaque. Ouais, je vais les mettre celui-là, c'est mieux. Ouais, maîtrise élémentaire, ouais. Mais PV, il va en avoir beaucoup. Alors qu'il sera jamais sur le terrain, mais bon. Voilà. Allez, on va lui up ça. Ah, on commence à être avec les 4 étoiles. Ok. Recharge d'énergie, ça up beaucoup. Qui est bien. Défense, ok. Défense, ok. Maîtrise élémentaire. Ouais, la def, ouais. Bon. Dégâts critiques. Pourquoi pas. Là, la recharge d'énergie, elle peut pas augmenter sur cet artefact. Défense encore, bah génial. Hmm. Recharge d'énergie, ok. Bon. C'est pas le meilleur artefact, hein, vraiment. Là, en tout cas, on va avoir beaucoup de maîtrise élémentaire, vu que c'est la main stat. Défense, toujours. PV. Il y aura beaucoup de PV, mon voyageur. Maîtrise élémentaire. Ouais, il est pas mauvais. Bon, il y a mieux, mais il est pas mauvais. PV, bon. Et ça, du coup, est-ce que j'ai pas un truc mieux avec de la recharge d'énergie et de la maîtrise élémentaire? Non, bah je vais garder ça, en vrai. Je vais le... toujours la défense, bon. C'est pas le plus utile, mais ça reste utile. Maîtrise élémentaire, ok. Et maîtrise élémentaire, bon bah nickel. Bon, j'ai pas les meilleurs artefacts, mais bon. C'est déjà ça de prix. On a pas mal de recharge d'énergie, je crois. Détail. Maîtrise élémentaire 284, ça va. Des PV, on en a beaucoup. Enfin, en vrai, ça va. Recharge d'énergie 167%. Ça passe, ouais. Oui, bah oui, ça passe. Bah voilà. Et ben, on va retourner à Sumeru, hein, et puis on va s'arrêter là. Hop. Avec une jolie vue. Voilà, bon bah du coup je vais m'arrêter là pour le live, ça fait déjà 2h30 que je suis en live, ça passe vite. Donc l'acte 3 c'était bien, et du coup on va continuer l'acte 4, bah je sais pas quand. Demain je sais pas si je vais live, voilà, donc soit demain soit mercredi du coup. Mais voilà, du coup on verra ce que l'acte 4 va nous réserver. Voilà. Du coup bah j'espère que le live vous a plu, et du coup bah salut, à plus.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn.
C'était bien, ah bah tant mieux si c'était bien. Salut Anne.